Well, welcome to Alaska. This is inside Denali State Park. Went to sleep last night. None of this white stuff around. This morning you got plenty of it. And yeah, it's a short spring and fall here. You go pretty much from summer to winter. And last night was a very quick transition. We'll walk around and see if we can't see a little wildlife here in this park. And if you haven't been here before, Denali's an enormous park. There's all kinds of great facilities. I'd say out of Alaska generally, there's everything here is clean and well taken care of. The tourism makes such a big impact, has such a big impact on the economy that they really take care of everything. So there's lots of facilities, and of course now with winter almost all of it shuts down, but you come here in the summer and it's not only lush and beautiful, but it's packed with tourists. So depending on what you like, pick your time of year. All right. If you ever wondered why, it's kind of hard to discern between the clouds and the snow, why people come to Alaska, it's because you can't go somewhere and just see endless amounts of this. The thing about Alaska is that it just goes on and on. And I know some people who are familiar with the Alps, and it's like you did a super size me thing with that. And those hills there are miles away and still huge. We're in the middle of the state park, and you can see that the little bit of snow we got is melting away already. It'll probably be gone here within a couple hours, but up there on the hills, they're going to stay snow-capped from now on until next spring. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful place, and it goes on and on. The thing about Alaska, it's just enormous. There's so much here to be seen. We're in the middle of an area right now where moose mate or rut, and so if you're into that kind of thing and want to see mooses make more mooses, this is the place to come. There's a little several mile stretch along this part of Denali National Park where moose get together, and you got to resupply the moose population, because you got bears out here too, and the bears get hungry. But if you haven't been here, I like everyone who's ever been here, I strongly recommend it.
Sure.
All right. So, having driven through lots and lots of crazy, beautiful, scenic stuff, I guess one thing I'd say is you want to photograph everything when you're here. You want to, including like these supersized crows or ravens, whichever that is. They got some massive birds here. You want to photograph everything, but of course you can't. And the thing about Alaska is that for those of you who may not have been here, but you've been to, say, the Grand Canyon, it's like that in that you can take all the pictures you want, but you don't get it on film. There just aren't enough pictures you could take to get the magnitude. So you just tell people you got to go and see what it's like for yourself. And this is something like that. It's just big in a way that's unphotographable. So you end up just taking pictures and telling people stuff like I am now, that it's too big to picture. So you could look at a hill like that and think, oh, that's just right there. But it's not. There's huge chunks of ground that separate you from everything. I keep thinking I'm going to see moose out here because we're in an area where there should be a bunch of them. But not today. I'm not sure if you can see that. Double Mountain there on the left. What the little dots, that's Braille in case you can't make it out here. And then Denali, the south peak at just over 20,000 feet. And the north peak, it doesn't say elevation, neither does it for Sable Mountain. But those are right there. Little placards meant to show you that. So that'll give you some sense of distance, because what looked like big mountains on that plaque are way, 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 way off in the distance. And so I can't say how many miles we are from those mountains, but they ain't close. And it's really that. It's the grandeur, the magnitude, whatever fancy word you can think of for big, that makes this place so amazing. All right, welcome to Denali National Park. This is one of the greatest spots you ever could go to. I know I say that about every spot, but this one's really the case. It's just as big and beautiful as anything you might want to see. I know if you've been to your Yellowstone and your Yosemites and all that, wonderful places, but none of them got anything on this place. This is just really, really something. So most of it's closed right now. You get here past late September, you're pretty much out of luck. You can overnight here, but there's not many spots. And as it gets later into the winter, you're going to get snow, and things get a little tougher to get by. The services go way down, facilities close and whatnot. So, but then if you're here in the summer, there'll be lots of tourists. So, yeah, just come whenever you like. So there's going to be some shots of inside the park, and hopefully you like it as much as I do. Headed south for the winter. See what I mean? As far as the eye can see. First time I came up here, if I said this already, excuse me. The first time I came up here, I just thought, this is ridiculous. I kept saying ridiculous over and over because it's so amazing, so impressive that there would be this much of this beauty in the same place, so to speak. Although the state of Alaska, as most people know, is half the size of the lower 48. And so it's both understandable that it would take up this much space, but still crazy impressive. It's just tons of beautiful. Go figure.